Hello, everyone. Thank you, firstly, for attending this session. My name is Nick McCarty. I'm joined by my colleague Mark O'Malley, and we're here to present to you some of our kind of key areas of recommendation if you're considering changing your fund administrator. But those areas are of course relevant if you're considering a new fund structure, or even if you're outsourcing for the first time. I'm just going to kind of share my screen and share the presentation with you now. So I'm hoping everyone can see that. Mark, if you can kindly confirm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So yeah, as mentioned, very pleased to sponsor this exciting SummerSaas event. Looking forward to what the afternoon kind of brings, and very much have enjoyed the morning session so far. But for our Belasco kind of sponsored session, as mentioned, we're here to kind of talk through those considerations for changing administration provider. Looking to give you a brief background to Belasco as a business, then kind of roll into some of those considerations where we talk about getting the right structure, selecting that right administration partner, getting the right technology, and just really talking through the process a little bit about how you might transfer, or even how that establishment process might run. Quick intro into Belasco. So Belasco was formed to provide an alternative. We provide an alternative approach, an alternative option to fiduciary and fund administration against what the market can currently offer. Our focus is around putting our clients' needs, your needs essentially, front and center of everything we do, and that's bringing the right people, processes, and technology together to really fit those client needs. We offer an offering that expands further than funds into corporate and private wealth. But that's a little bit around that high level of what Belasco does and our approach. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague Mark, who's just going to talk you through a case study that's focused more around the venture capital funds proposition.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. My name is Mark O'Malley. I'm a director at Belasco, excuse me, and I look after the fund administration team in Jersey. Following from what Nick has just said, let's take a very quick look at a case study to cover some of the questions that you may have. Let's consider an emerging asset manager who may be contemplating their first fund or be looking for an alternate administrator for their established fund, maybe because of service issues. So what should that asset manager be looking for in an administrator? We would argue that you as an asset manager should be looking for a service provider who can obviously establish the fund vehicle, which is like to be a GPLP structure because it's tax transparent. Be able to provide experienced directors to the board of the fund's general partner, be able to navigate through the regulatory environment, onboard investors in taking on due diligence. And overall, you're going to need a service provider that's going to be able to work to very tight deadlines, sometimes be reactive to requests for assistance from yourselves, and be proactive with respect to achieving a timely launch. And finally, and most importantly, your administrator should be able to partner very closely with the asset manager's own team via effective communication. So that's what an asset manager should be looking for in an administrator. And following the establishment of the structure, a good administrator will remove the administration and governance burden from the asset manager. So the asset manager can really concentrate on the assets within the structure. So that's going to include things like agreeing deliverables and reporting across the administration and accounting requirements of the structure, ensure ongoing regulatory compliance, provide support for asset purchases and associated cash flows, and be able to work to an agreed administration fee, which reflects the benefits of a long-term partnership. So that's kind of a very quick overview. Please get in touch if you've got any questions, either at the end of the presentation or afterwards, or our contact details can be found on our website. And I'm now going to pass back to Nick.
Thank you very much, Mark, for that kind of that case study insight. I'm going to very quickly give you some wider context to the Belasco Group Fund Services offering, just to note that we are a next generation provider. What does that mean? It means that we apply technology to provide peace of mind for our clients, to provide transparent access to your data, your documents, to ensure our processes have sufficient automation to align with push button reporting. But we feel that the only way to apply technology is to apply it up front. So apply it up front via an onboarding approach that we are very proud of, bringing the right specialists, tools, and collateral together to deliver a smooth onboarding tailored to your needs as clients. We have a structure which has a kind of UK Centre of Accounting Centre of Excellence. So in Europe, in jurisdiction, accounting centre, along with in jurisdiction administration, from 4 locations that align themselves with our private capital fund structure and private capital fund manager kind of target clients. We have around kind of 7 billion AUA of assets under administration, over 70 professionals across those locations, and really our technology stack is focused a lot around AllView, which is a SaaS, highly configurable SaaS funds product. Moving on to the key considerations. So here we wanted to touch on getting the structure right, selecting that right administration partner, getting the technology right, and then taking you through some of those key steps in establishment, and a few areas of note there. Firstly, around the structure. So for us, it's around, does the structure work for the investors? And that's often whether it's a familiar jurisdiction to those target investors, and does it work for them from a tax perspective? Next, around tax, it's considering the target investor and or investment strategy, and making sure that the structure is managing tax or helping to manage tax appropriately. The legal and regulatory system, so have you selected a structure in the jurisdiction which has a sufficiently robust legal and regulatory system that protects the investors, the general partner, as well as the manager? And is the quality of service, is that of strong quality in jurisdiction, either from the service providers, be it law firms, auditors, banks, to the local governance, the local directors in jurisdiction? And lastly, is it easy to access? Do you want a jurisdiction where you have to travel more than a few hours away, or do you want to have a jurisdiction where you can easily travel to have that connected relationship with your structure and your administrator? Around the administration partner and selecting that right partner. For us, it's about, does that partner complement your team? Does it meet your needs? So the geography, is the structure and team, kind of location, is that complementary? The kind of scope of work, is that right? Does it get the right balance of what your team would be looking to do in-house versus what the administration partner would do? Is the offering, is it tailored? Is it tailored to your branding, to your delivery? So has it married up with the branding of your website, or not? It's about having that open discussion with that partner. The experience of the administration partner is key, just to ensure that they take you through the process. And the culture and the team fit is so key, because what we see ourselves is around forming that extension of a fund manager's local team. Fees is obviously key. Mindful you'll need to budget. So here I would just note, be cautious of any out of scope work, any time spent or variable fees. And lastly, around the risk profile connecting to your needs, I just note that you just need to be kind of comfortable that the administration partner can align with your profile. There are some larger kind of banks and kind of global administrators which may not align with the specific strategy and investor profile that you're looking to target. Last point to note around the administration partner is around your investors' needs. It's about looking after your investors at the end of the day and about having that proactive investor relations approach. So it's just really selecting a partner that can proactively help with that and ensure that the IR approach is appropriate. Quickly on technology, so we would just note here around really drilling into the administration partner system, get comfortable that that system is scalable and that it will deliver the kind of scalable solution for the future as you go into your second, third, and fourth and subsequent funds. And there are a few points here that we would just note just to kind of question that administration partner about. The investor portal is a fairly hot topic discussion, and it's around security of data and documents. It's really asking the question of, is one required? Do you want to share just documents, or do you want to be sharing a more dynamic data set and have that transparent kind of data sharing with your future investors? And the last point to note is around the manager and administrator exchange. Is that going to be via email, or is there an alternative way? You know, to just get yourself comfortable that there's that efficient flow of data and documents with between the manager and administrator. Last and kind of final point we would urge people to consider is around the transfer and establishment process. Here, it's for us, it's ensuring that the administrator kind of owns that process, and we see there to be 5 stages. So really encourage that partner to take you through their detailed plan, have regular check-ins with them. Is there enough upfront investment in designing that target solution? Is there enough technology being set up and configured in the early stages and knowledge sharing? And the last point I'd note around the process is there a post go live review kind of scheduled to ensure that delivery is kind of tracking on target? Through, so I'm just going to kind of end the show just to note if there are any kind of questions that anyone might have on anything that we've presented today. Seemingly no questions. So Mark and I are around all day. Do you guys any work with funds or also with family offices? So we work with our offering is funds, corporate and private wealth. So yes, we work with fund managers and also family offices. We also work with family offices that are looking to maybe establish a first time their fund structure with some maybe kind of close kind of friends and family investors, and then looking to expand that offering into the more third party investor base in the future. Hopefully, Alex, that answers that question. Fantastic. So if there are any further questions, we are very happy to share our slide deck with the group, but also Mark and I are around during the course of the day to cover off any questions. Our contact details are available at belasco.com. I'm very interested and looking forward to connecting further with a number of you going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you all.